Are you sure he's coming? I've got my errands.
Yes, he'll be here.
Have you tried calling him?
He doesn't have a phone.
He doesn't have a phone. Really?
Yes. He lives off the grid. That's what he calls living without technology.
Why?
I think it refers to the electrical grid.
Well, I mean, why does he live like that?
I don't know.
Well, then how do you know he's going to be here?
He called me from a payphone.
You're sure he's okay?
Okay.
Well, I mean, anybody who chooses to live without creature comforts can't be 100%. Oh, no offense. I have a friend who's like that. She lives on the streets, but even she has a phone.
My son's not a vagrant.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean he was. I just need to know if you think he's going to cause any problems, make a mess.
He probably won't sleep on the bed if he stays here at all.
Aren't payphones on the grid?
Yes, they are, but he compromises for me.
Is this the room? The door's open.
No, it wasn't.
You shouldn't leave it like that. Anybody can walk in.
I never leave the door unlocked.
The door was unlocked and open.
He's not lying.
How do you know?
He doesn't lie.
That's crazy. Everybody lies.
I don't. The truth is more useful. It's like this. If you lie and get caught, you're punished twice. Once for the lie and once for the wrongdoing. On the other hand, when it's discovered that you weren't lying, the wrongdoing doesn't seem that bad. Perhaps even rational. For instance, if you go downstairs, you will see your shopping cart by the door. Which, by the way, I closed but didn't lock. You were probably about to go shopping.
I was. My errands.
You left the door open. I know my mother was waiting for me in this rented room, came upstairs to see her.
Why didn't you lock it?
Well, there was a chance you could have been outside without your keys. I didn't want to lock you out.
Do you always think this much?
Please don't get him started. Is this enough?
How long is he staying?
Shh. Oh, enough.
It doesn't matter. Please take it.
If you say so. Oh, you know, there's enough here for 3 nights. Here, keep this. I'll check on you later.
Come on, Mom, I'm here. Just like we agreed, although we could have met at a restaurant.
What restaurant would let you in looking like that?
I know 1 or 2, but not around here. No shoes, no shirt, no service. What's the big deal about not wearing shoes? It's not like I'm gonna eat with my feet, but even if I were, it's my food so I can eat it any way I choose. You know, in New York City, you used to be able to bring your dog into a restaurant. Shoeless! And now they won't even let you bring in your dog even if he's wearing boots. Every day, can we get one wellness?
Eric! Please, it's been almost a year. Where have you been?
Down south, mostly. It's warm there. You don't need shoes.
Or showers, I suppose.
Mother, please. It's been almost a year. Where have you been?
Where I've always been.
Not always.
Since I was married.
Let's talk about before you were married. I like those stories.
There's not much to talk about. Besides, you already know everything there is to know.
I'm sure you left out something.
Eric! Is this why you called me here to discuss my childhood? Look, I've brought you some harmless toiletries, plain soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, and a comb.
Harmless? That comb and toothbrush is made from plastic, which is made from petroleum. Think Exxon Valdez. As for the soap, shampoo, and toothpaste, they all have propylene glycol, aka antifreeze. Do you know what propylene glycol does to your skin? It alters the structure so chemicals can penetrate it. Washing with soap is really just a chemical preparation for your skin, which allows all of those other chemicals to enter your body. And then there's Fluoride! Did you know that the Nazis put fluoride in the water in the concentration camps to keep their prisoners docile? But hey, what else would you do with a hazardous aluminum byproduct? I know! You put it in toothpaste! So everybody gets their daily dose. Maybe. And I'm just saying maybe, but maybe this is why Americans have such disdain for protesters, especially the unwashed, dirty tooth protesters like myself. We're not docile. We haven't been tamed by the corporate oligarchies and their government henchmen.
Society has to be organized somehow, Eric. Corporations and governments working together have provided comfortable lives for Americans.
Which Americans? Not Native Americans. What's so good about all this comfort?
It shows respect for yourself and those around you. I taught you that when you were young, but you ignore what I've taught you. Do you know how bad you smell? When was the last time you bathed?
Well, I spent a lot of time in the water in Arkansas and Louisiana, but I wouldn't call bathing. How's Dad?
He's fine.
Am I still a sore subject between you two?
We have our marriage to think of, Eric.
And yet you're here.
It's not something you could understand. Your dad wanted to come. I told him not to.
Really? He wanted to see me?
Of course. You're his son. He loves you. He doesn't understand why you're throwing your life away. He doesn't like that you're throwing your life away. Your father wanted to come, but I told him not to because it's too much for both of us to endure together. Maybe next time he'll come instead of me. Did you apply for public assistance like I told you to?
Oh, I went to that office, but this fascist state needs to see documentation as proof that I'm a human worthy of their assistance.
You mean your social security card?
Why don't you just put a chip in all of us now and get it over with? Think of all the trees it would save. With paper.
Where's your social security card?
You have it.
Since when?
Since the last time we saw each other. I put it in the back of your yellow pocketbook.
Eric.
You told me to keep it somewhere safe.
You can't get help without this.
I don't want their help.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I don't want their help. Look, I could die tomorrow, but not from soap, shampoo, and toothpaste.
Your father and I look for you on the news.
The news? Why? Did some smelly guy commit a crime?
During Occupy Wall Street, your father and I thought you might have been there.
Me? I don't run with that crowd, the professional activist.
There are professional activists.
Wall Street was a perfect place for them to occupy. Watch on TV closely the G20, the WTO. You'll see some of the same people. They travel all around the world from one cause to the next. How can anybody have that many allegiances? Some of them are just looking to piss off the police and get arrested.
You don't do that.
No! I've never been arrested. I travel because the environment is being threatened everywhere, all over the world. I go to the front lines where the destruction is happening every day, destroying people's lives, giving them cancer, destroying natural resources.
Is that what you were doing down south?
Yes.
I watch CNN all the time. Your father watches Fox, but we don't see anything like what you've described going on down there.
CNN, Fox, you might as well read tea leaves to learn about what's really happening in the world.
I tried reading some of the things you suggested. Toxic Times, Why Your House is Killing You. Why does everything have to be a conspiracy? I got dizzy trying to follow the connection between Procter and Gamble's products and laws and Rockefeller's oil. I don't get it.
Yeah.
No, it's about marijuana.
They're the same thing. Hemp and marijuana.
There's the conspiracy again.
It's not a conspiracy. It was an organized effort by multiple industries to eliminate another industry so we, the people, wouldn't have a real choice. And that effort made a plant illegal. A plant that provides this nascent U.S. economy with fabric, rope, and oil. It's only been in the past 40 years that we've realized the hundreds of other products that can be made from this plant without using the petroleum poisonous chemicals instead. If you owned an oil company, would you want to see hemp legalized? If you grew trees to make paper or cotton to make clothes, would you want to see hemp legalized? And if you were a pharmaceutical company, would you want to see marijuana legalized when you know that as a medical product, it's better and cheaper than the outrageously expensive government-funded drugs passed out like candy every day to the American public? This country has 4.5% of the world's population, and it consumes up to 50% of the world's pharmaceuticals. The result of corporations and governments working together is a nation of addicts. People addicted to prescription drugs, junk food, sex, plastic surgery, shopping. We're consuming ourselves to death. The last 2 Americans will die fighting over genetically modified French fries.
Why do you waste your energy like this? You're a bright young man and good looking when you're cleaned up. Your father and I worked hard to put you through college so you wouldn't be stuck with student loans. And this is what we have to show for it? You have a good education. I don't. Your father doesn't. We've had to work hard our entire lives at jobs we didn't like because we don't have the choices that you have with your degree.
I'm grateful for the things that you and Dad have given me.
Well, you sure have a strange way of showing it.
I use my degree every day.
Doing what? Dissecting tubes of toothpaste?
Clams.
What?
I've been dissecting clams and mollusks. You know, mussels and turtles and other aquatic animals in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Alabama. I have an unpaid internship with a nonprofit.
This is what you're doing with a double major in biology and chemistry from Carnegie Mellon? You're an honor student. You know, I still get your alumni magazine, and you'd be amazed at some of the things your classmates have done. One invented a robot that detonates roadside bombs in Iraq and Afghanistan. 2 are on Broadway.
Oh, like the world needs another show tune.
Like it needs a clam surgeon.
Clams feed by filtering water. I dissect them to test for levels of toxins from the polluted water. People live near these rivers. They make their livelihoods from the waterways in the South. I volunteer my services to a nonprofit so people know about the dangers around them.
But why this way?
This is how these things start. Somebody sacrifices their body and then somebody else and so on. Nobody questions a battlefield covered with dead soldiers. But 20 people holding up a sign demanding clean water sounds an alarm. Why is that?
But what you're doing is nothing like what those people fought against.
Did you know as early as 1900 there were clams recorded to be up to 36 inches long living in the rivers in this country? Can you imagine a 3-foot clam? People used to eat them. You can't eat them now. They're toxic, polluted. I can't even believe they even survived. I know we'll never get back to those days, but we can work to get close to a natural environment that contributes to our well-beings, our livelihoods. Maybe to a way of life that doesn't require so much destruction for mankind to flourish. Technology already exists today that can replace most of the fossil fuel we use so we wouldn't even have to pollute so much. Or at all for that matter.
Look, I made some pierogies last night. Just like Mrs. Bukowski taught me. I know how much you love them.
How is Miss Lukowski?
She's in a wheelchair these days. She always asks about you. I used organic potatoes and onions. Your father and I can't tell the difference. Same flour and eggs that I've always used, though. Go ahead and eat. I know you're not living off of toxic clams.
These are so good. Listen, Mom, I've got something to tell you. I wanted to tell you and Dad together, but you just have to tell them for me.
What's wrong?
I can't believe how good these are.
What's the matter? Are you sick?
You and Dad are going to be grandparents.
That's not funny.
The baby's due in 3 months.
Eric,
What? No joke. You're going to be a grandmother.
and then what?
And then what? What?
And then what are you going to do with your life? Are you going to take responsibility for this baby? What's the mother like? Does she go around saving clams too? How are you going to raise a child living the way you do? And don't think that your father and I are going to take responsibility for this kid. I have enough friends raising their grandchildren because their kids are drug addicts and can't get their shit together. What's her family like? Are they going to take care of it?
We're going to take care of our baby. We're not drug addicts. I don't even smoke up.
I can't believe this. I don't want to believe this. Do you have any idea? Do you have a place to live? An apartment? A roof over your head? You're having a baby, not a puppy that you can curl up with on the sidewalk.
I know that. I also know that a baby doesn't need 6 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, and a 3-car garage. There's millions of babies raised every day all over the world who live in huts and shacks. And if it wasn't for fucked up politics, they'd have grown up just fine.
Do you have a shack? Do you have a hut? Or did the two of you make this baby while floating down the Mississippi River like Huckleberry Finn?
That's enough! I admit, I criticized your way of living, but I never ridiculed it.
Okay, Eric, I'm sorry. It's just that your father and I had to work so hard for the things that we have, but those things were never more important than you. Eric, I had you when I was 17 years old. Believe me when I tell you there are practical things to consider when having a child. Giving birth isn't as simple as you think, and raising a child, that's even harder. How do you know this woman? How do you know she won't leave you when she realizes how hard it is? Go back home. Go find a man that has a more stable life.
I don't think she'll do that. We're committed to each other. We don't need an official marriage.
Okay, fair enough. I have enough divorced friends to know that marriage doesn't guarantee stability.
Look, you and Dad stay together.
Yes, we did, Eric, but it was so hard for us. You were too young to remember. You have no idea.
We have a place to live. It's an old 1-room sharecropper shack that I've been fixing up, making it nice. We even added an indoor bathroom. The owner said we could stay there as long as we want for helping him clean up the waterways on his property. His wife has even offered help too. They have 4 grown kids.
What can I say? Okay. What about money?
We have $10,000 saved.
From where?
Marianne. That's her name. She works too. Living in the street doesn't have much overhead.
I don't know how I'm going to tell your father this. He is going to go through the roof.
I'll tell Dad.
I don't think so, Eric. I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe wait until after the baby is born.
But I don't want you to keep this from him. That'll give him 2 reasons to explode. It's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. There is no fault. Just a baby. Besides, if he thinks it's bad news, I'd rather him hear it from me than you anyway. And if he thinks it's good news, then it won't matter. Give me the phone.
Okay, but just tell him about the baby and Marianne, and I'll tell him the rest.
No, I don't want him to blame me for this.
He will at first. Then he'll come around.
Hey, Dad. It's me. Yeah, Mom's here. Listen, I've got something to tell you. I've already told Mom. And you know that there's no easy way to say this. Okay. You're gonna be a grandfather. Okay. Hold on.
Don't start with me, Matthias. Well, they're older than we were. No, she's not here. Her name is Mary Ann. Yes, they both work. We'll talk when I get home. I know. I feel like my heart is going to beat out of its chest. Okay. Bye.
Oh, I don't want your money. We can do this on our own.
Okay, Eric, I respect that, but trust me, you have a lot of compromises ahead of you.
Just because I agree to share the room doesn't mean I'm going to rent it to you.
This is better than I expected. Is there a bathroom?
Down the hall, but don't get any big ideas.
I'll pay full price.
Oh, damn right you will.
I'll only need the room for 3 hours.
What exactly are you going to do up here?
I'll use the space to teach my acting class.
And that involves what exactly?
Improv exercises, memory games, perhaps a monologue.
Will there be any jumping? I can't have any
Oh,
jumping.
no.
Oh, I don't know. I've had all kinds of types up here, but an acting class, I mean, that's a lot of people in this tiny room.
I agree. However, pipe burst in the ceiling of my acting studio, water and plaster everywhere. However, acting teaches us to use the unexpected. For instance, if I'm in the middle of a play in a love scene and I get the hiccups, well, I can't just excuse myself to get a glass of water. No, I'd be compelled to use those hiccups in the love scene.
Hiccups in a love scene? How would you make that work?
Well, I don't know. But I'd be compelled to use those hiccups just as I'm compelled to use this space for my acting class.
Oh, you seem all right. What about those people outside?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I don't know them very well at all. They're all new students, none are trained actors.
I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about this. I always trust my gut, and my gut is saying, no, sorry, I think you should leave.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you take the class? It's on me. That way you can see for yourself.
Me? In an acting class?
Like I said, you have nothing to be embarrassed about. They're all beginners.
Oh, I'm not embarrassed. It's just that I never saw myself doing anything like this.
So do we have a deal?
Deal.
Everybody come in, we must get started. I'm in, we must get started. Let's go. Okay. Everybody in? So this is the space. Explore. Get to know the space. Let the space inside you. Get to know the walls. Without jumping, feel the spring in the floor. Yes, likely bounce. Do you detect a smell? Can you name it?
Onions! Wait, specifically caramel onions.
Examine the bed. Get to know the bed. Under the bed. Okay, good. Everybody sit over here. One by one, I'd like you to stand up, say your name, tell us a little bit about yourselves, and the reason you chose to take my class. Let's start with you.
Me? Well, I'm Marjorie, and this is my house. And I figured, well, I was given the opportunity, so why not do it?
Thank you, Marjorie. Next.
Hey, I'm Justin. I just finished my major in business and econ. Got a 4.0 to keep the parents quiet, but I guess I've always wanted to be an actor. But my parents wouldn't let me, so now that I'm out of college, I get to do what the fuck I want. And I'm gonna do what the fuck I want, and it won't have shit to do with business or econ. God, this felt fucking great to say that.
Thanks, Justin. Next.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maxwell. I've lived a varied life, traveled all over the world. I'm retired, insurance. But I still feel like there's something missing. My therapist, oh, she's not really a therapist, more of a life coach if you ask me. But she is licensed and can recommend medication when necessary. She suggested I take an acting class in order to help me to crack open before I crack up. My words, not hers.
Very well, thank you, Maxwell. Next.
Hi, my name's Nora. I'm a corporate lawyer. I'm here because I just need to be around people who aren't clawing at each other for money. This should be fun. It's been so long since I've had any fun. Also, this fits within my schedule.
Thank you, Nora. Next.
Hey, I'm Matt. I'm trying to break into commercials, and this rep at this modeling agency tells me I need to take some acting classes. I think she's full of shit. But I figure, what the hell, as long as it doesn't interfere with my workout routine.
Okay, very good. Thank you. I'm Mia. Most of you have already seen my website, except for Marjorie. So briefly, I've earned my MFA in Dramatic Arts from Groveland College. I also worked on the Broadway productions of Cats and Les Mis. And I founded my own off-Broadway theater company. So let's get started. We're going to begin with the animal exercise. So to start, I want you to silently choose an animal. Don't say what it is. It could be a pet or an exotic animal. Take a moment. Okay. Now, without making a sound or touching any of the other animals, I want you to explore the space of that animal. Begin. Avoid the other animals for now. If you encounter another animal, don't react. Simply move away. Do not touch any of the other animals, make any sounds, or leave the space. If you are a hopping animal, hop silently. How does your animal move? Is it low to the ground, or does it peer above the others? Without making a sound, show how your animal sounds. Does it howl, hiss, wail in the night? I want to see those sounds, but not hear them. Be precise. Put feelings into your movements. Is your animal tired? Frightened? Very good. Now, you may become aware of the other animals, but do not touch an animal or make any sounds. You are all doing very well. Now vocally express your animal's feelings. Let me hear your bestial cry. Come on, let this man become a jungle. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now listen to me very carefully. What does your animal want at this very moment? Is your animal hungry? Thirsty? Does it want to be alone? Stop this instant! That's it! This exercise is over. Sit! I said sit! What's the matter with you people? I said no touching.
I didn't. On the last part you didn't.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to go balls out on that last part. That was fucking awesome.
Hello. I need an ambulance. One of my students is unconscious. Yes, she's breathing. Hold on. What's the address here?
86 Elm Street between Cooper and Farmview.
86 Elm Street between Cooper and Fineview. Please hurry.
Dude, you need to relax.
Oh, I agree. You should use your feelings like you use hiccups in an acting class.
What?
Well, it's like you said before. Acting teaches us to use the unexpected.
You heard her. And you.
Oh, I was simply following your instructions.
Dude, I'm 4.0 in whatever I do.
Stop calling me dude!
Maybe she's still acting. I bet she's faking it.
I wasn't faking it.
Me neither. You were going wild on me.
I had to.
You wanted me that much, huh?
No. I was my cat Ruby. Ruby's locked in the basement. She's in heat. I wish I had her guts to go after men like that. I was trying to make noises like she was, but it was hurting my throat.
Yeah, really. I picked the gorilla.
Yeah, like King Kong, I thought.
So it had nothing to do with me at all.
No offense, but why would it? I mean, I don't think that Ruby in her condition would be that selective.
Then why did you grab me?
Because you were right there.
No, Matt does have a point. Nora could still be engrossed in her animal. I think she was some sort of lizard or salamander, or perhaps a newt.
You know, I think she was an iguana. Yeah, she definitely reminds me of an iguana.
What were you?
I was an otter. Otters fucking rock.
No offense, but I didn't exactly get otter. I thought you were a puppy or a playful dog.
You really didn't get otter?
No, sorry, man.
I wasn't sure what you were either. Looking back, I think you were some sort of coyote or something. I mean, I didn't see any water in your portrayal.
Well, it's a lot harder being an otter than an ostrich.
I was a flamingo.
Oh, that's what I thought he was.
Yeah, me too.
So what? Anybody can be a bird.
I beg to differ. I took this exercise to heart. Flamingos are quite graceful. I was an excellent dancer once.
I think she's concussed!
Dancer, you said you were in insurance.
Oh, insurance was my father's idea. He didn't want people to think his son was a fag. Ugh. His word, not mine. He made a few phone calls and got me a job selling insurance.
So why didn't you just save enough money and move out on your own?
I was seduced
By your boss?
by the money. I was very good at selling insurance. It was still door to door back in those days. And back then I was were somewhat effeminate, and the husbands, well, they didn't see me as a threat, and their wives warmed to me as a kindred. I was working 3 territories before the company got brought out, and then, all of a sudden, what is it, young man? You know, I should tell you, you have a lot to learn about life. It is a sad truth. In the real world, there's no more room for otters than there is for flamingos.
That's so. Well, maybe you just didn't want it bad enough.
Oh, young man, young man, young man. You know, you have a lot to learn. Now, let me tell you something. Now, why didn't you just tell your parents to fuck off? I mean, it's great that you're attempting this endeavor to make your parents happy, but why didn't you just tell them to fuck off?
What?
You heard me. You were 18. You could have displayed some bravado and struck out on your own.
My dad's a CEO. I have a trust fund.
Oh, a CEO, a trust. Now who's the sellout? Well, young man, let me tell you something. I earned my fortune. You simply slithered out of a bejeweled vagina.
Hey! That's my mom you're talking about.
Perhaps not. The way the rich carry on these days, how can you be too sure? Maybe you're adopted.
Yeah, I can't believe you weren't into me. I got a great body. I mean, women love it when I fuck them.
How do you know that?
Because they tell me.
And you don't think they're lying?
I can tell.
Ow! I was a cat in heat for 5 minutes and you couldn't tell that I wasn't interested in you.
Well, that doesn't count. That was real.
Oh, it was real for me. I could actually feel the rustle of my pink feathers and the water all around my feet.
I didn't see any water.
Will you people shut up?
You shut up! You started this. It's all your fault.
As much as I loathe to admit it, the young man is right.
How is this my fault?
You
heard
released
her.
the animal
You picked
in
her.
me. You should have vetted our choices instead of encouraging us to run amok.
Yeah, I mean, one of us had been a wolf, or we'd been a pack of wolves. Could have been a lot worse.
She could have been an animal that had fangs or claws, something she could defend herself with. I mean, you could have made suggestions.
What?
Well, I mean, how could you let her be a gecko or a salamander or whatever kind of lizard she is in a room with a gorilla?
Yeah.
I didn't! You're not animals! You're actors!
No, we're not.
I didn't know I was an otter until tonight, but deep down inside, I am an otter. All I want to do is eat and sleep and play. No wonder why my dad says I'll never amount to anything.
Oh, no!
I don't know about you, kid, but I'm no gorilla. I mean, I was just going with my urges.
I felt like a gorilla to me.
Yeah, well, what do you know? All you got going for you is sick fantasies through your cat.
How does that work exactly? These vicarious experiences via Ruby.
I don't have experiences through Ruby.
You know, I think you're just like Ruby. You want the nearest horny dude to jump you. That's the real reason you grabbed me, isn't it? Yeah, I bet you're into young guys. You're a cougar. That's your animal, cougar. Cougar.
Now I get it. That makes perfect sense. I'm too old for you. Thanks for clearing that up with me, kid.
Get the hell out of my house right now, especially you.
I have to wait for the ambulance.
We'll just drag her downstairs and carry her outside.
She can't be moved.
You can move. I don't care if you hop, skip, or crawl, just get out of my house.
And there's nothing to be ashamed of, madam. We're all permitted our imaginary diversions. No one is suggesting you had sex with Ruby.
Yeah, you like to watch her get it on. A lot of people like to watch.
How can you watch two cats do that? That's sick.
We humans are odd creatures.
I do not watch Ruby have sex. She's locked in the basement so she doesn't have kittens.
You're the only one who's having kittens, madam.
Next time you want to make it with an old tomcat, you look me up.
Just get out! Get out! Get her out! Just get that dead lizard out of here!
What happened? My hurts.
You'll be all right. The ambulance is here.
Ambulance. Actors are worse than lawyers.
It's just like I put in the Craigslist ad. A room with a futon, plain and simple. Bathroom is down the hall, private. No drugs. No smoking of any kind. I don't care if you drink as long as you know when you've had enough. As far as food, snacks are okay, no deliveries. Put your trash down the hall in the can. If you have any guests, have them out by 11 and keep them quiet. You can have the room for up to a week, cash up front.
This is fine, I think.
You think? I mean, it's just like I put in the ad. Were you expecting more?
No, it's just like you said, a room with the futon. It's just, I never.
Your problem? I mean, are you on drugs?
No, nothing like that. I just get nervous in new surroundings.
How long do you want the room for?
Just tonight.
Well, one night is $60 cash.
Here. Take this.
Very much. Here are the keys. Silver one gets you into the house, gold one into the room. If I smell smoke up here of any kind, or if you make too much noise, I will ask you to leave. And if you don't, I will not hesitate to call the police. Break the rules and you're out without a refund. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Be out by noon tomorrow, just holler down, I'll meet you down there and I'll get the keys.
Close. See you soon. Close. See you soon, oh God. This is really happening. This is really happening. Oh, shit. I don't know what to say. Come on, Walter. Think. Okay. See you then.
Yes?
God, it's really here.
I think this is the right address.
First floor at the top of the stairs. Be out by 11.
Sure, we'll do.
Jackson Harrington III. After all these years, I can't believe it's you.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow. You look like you graduated high school yesterday.
Oh, come on, Walter. We both aged. You look good, though. Still got all your hair and some of mine.
Yeah, but you still got the body of a jock.
Well, this is a surprise. You know, after all those magazine articles, I expected to meet in the five-star hotel.
They don't write articles about me anymore.
You know, I'll never forget the first time I saw your picture on Time magazine. And the headline, "The richest college dropout in America." And you were 19 years old.
Almost 20.
Just all the toys you bought, the houses, the boats, the cars.
True. I can't deny I became one of those rich bastards we used to envy.
You still got your plane?
Just a Gulfstream these days.
Wow, and you still drink Rolling Rock.
I never stopped drinking it. You don't drink it anymore?
Mm. Not since we drank a case of it that night in Potter Hill Cemetery. I think I puked for 3 days. We were in what, 10th, 11th grade?
I completely forgot about that. 11th, I think. I got so drunk, I don't remember driving home.
Oh, well, we didn't drive home drunk, at least not that night. Passed out in your car and woke at sunrise. You remember now?
Yes, I remember. We watched the sun come up and we toasted the dead.
A new day for us,
But
not for the dead. To all times,
Old friends.
to all friends.
Here, sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
So, how's Jennifer and the kids?
Jennifer's great. Has started her own company.
Hey, no kidding, what kind?
Human resources consultant, equal opportunity facilitator.
Really? You know, I always had her pegged as the stay-at-home mom type. Hey, all during high school, she just kept saying she couldn't wait to start a family.
She got what she wanted. We got married in June and Walter Jr. was born in February, 1 month early. But you already know that.
Yeah, I remember. Looked like a little porcelain doll. What's he up to these days?
Tech, just like his old man. Nanobots. You know, he says in 20 years, cancer will be cured with just one injection. Along with a bunch of other diseases, too.
It's amazing.
Yeah. When I hear him talk, I feel like the first mechanic to a Model A Ford.
And the other two?
Emily, the youngest, she's a senior in college. And Cody, he's getting his MFA in poetry.
You must be very proud.
I am.
But
But what?
it sounded like you had something else on your mind.
Oh, it's just empty nester syndrome. The kids are pretty much on their own, and Jennifer has her own life, and
You don't need to work, at least not for the money.
I don't work. I used to consult, but I gave that up years ago.
Oh, so what do you do?
This and that. Look, enough about me. What have you been up to? The last time we saw each other was 15 years ago, I think. You opened a bar, right?
Yep, still have it.
So it's doing well?
Oh yeah, I mean, when we first opened, we were just a bar with a rented pool table and a Ms. Pac-Man. Now the Purple Peacock is a full-scale dance club at night and an espresso bar during the day. We own the building outright, but I still can't afford my own plant.
Honestly, neither can I.
That's a good one, Walter.
No, really.
Are you telling me you're broke?
Relatively speaking, in dollars and cents, no. But it seems I have a lot more sense than dollars these days.
But you still have money.
The kids are fine. They'll make their way like we had to. And
I'm asking about you.
if it really matters, I'm still a rich bastard. Have you ever tried these?
Poppers.
You must
Walter.
have tried them. I've never tried them. I just need to try them with someone I can trust, Jackson. I trust you.
No one needs to try
I
poppers.
need to try them. I have a lot of catching up to do.
Walter, you're telling me you're
You don't
gay?
need to try the poppers. I'll do them with you here. Look.
Walter, will you just slow down? Just slow down for a second.
these
Calm
too.
down.
I just don't know where to start.
Walter,
That's
all right,
all
wait,
you
just
know.
calm down,
You know
just
everything
calm
there is to
down.
know. You own a gay bar. for
Walter,
Christ's sake.
please, just give me a minute to think.
It's
Now,
only
how did we
about
get
pussy,
from
but-
Jennifer and the kids to poppers and... What is that?
Don't know. How the hell should I?
Oh, for God's sakes, Walter, this is for a lesbian couple.
I wasn't paying any attention. I just wanted to get out of the store as fast as possible.
Or why'd you buy this stuff online?
Still living with Jennifer. I'm staying in the guest house.
Okay, now I get it.
We're in the middle of a divorce.
Well, does she suspect you might be gay?
No. Why should she?
Well, I don't know, but if she finds this thing, she might think you're a lesbian. Okay, sorry. I just don't know what to say. I mean, you seem to have the perfect life. I mean, you have success and all the money that goes with it, a stable marriage, great kids.
All those things are great, but I still love Jennifer. Really, I do. It's just, I could never love her the way I was supposed to.
Walter, I was the best man at your wedding. Are you telling me all that was fake?
No. Yes.
And the kids?
Kid. Walter Jr. If he hadn't come along, I was going to end the marriage before it had started.
But then you had 2 more.
They just happened. I was her husband. Am her husband. I had a responsibility. What was I supposed to do?
You tell her.
And everybody else? How could I explain it to anybody when I couldn't even explain it to myself? Christ, I still can't explain it. You want another beer?
No, I'm good. You know, Walter, I know many men in your situation, and I just can't understand it. That'd be some point where you just wanted to scream, I'm gay, I'm gay!
Like this?
Jesus Christ, Walter!
Oh, God.
Just oh, shit, you're so bad. Got to sit down, give me the cap.
Oh, I can feel my heart beating. I can hear it. Oh, my God, Jackson, am I having a heart attack?
If only.
Oh.
No, you were not having a heart attack. Jesus, Walter, what the hell are you thinking?
Oh, shit! She's gonna call the cops. She's gonna kick us out. Jennifer's gonna find out. What am I gonna do?
It's nothing, it's just a little nail polish.
Nail polish?
Oh, whatever. Just don't get on that bed.
Oh, yeah, so we'll be careful.
Oh, I feel all relaxed. Loose. This stuff is amazing.
Walter, we need to talk.
Oh, my God, that feels incredible.
Easy down up there.
We will. Just drink your beer. Give me a minute. The poppers will wear off in a minute or two.
Jeez, I hope not. Why can't we pick up where we left off?
Excuse me?
Otter Hill Cemetery. Your parents' cabin by the lake. Your room when your parents weren't home. My room. My parents' garage.
Walter, that was the
garage.
hormones of 2 16-year-old boys. We were in high school.
Now we're not.
I'm married
So am I.
to a man.
Okay. You got me beat. But I'm not completely ignorant, though. I've been to those gay sites anonymously. I see how many partner couples have open relationships.
Yes, many couples, straight and gay, do have open relationships. It's their personal choice.
So what about you? And what's his name, your husband?
Sam. His name is Sam.
Okay. What about you and Sam?
Our private life is none of your business, but we definitely do not have an open relationship.
Okay. I just thought you could help.
Jesus, Walter, you can't drive a race car on a learner's permit.
As I recall, Jackson, you're the one who taught me how to drive.
Now, you wait 1 second. I am not responsible for your situation.
I'm not saying you were. I'm just saying you started it all in Potter Hill Cemetery. You were my first and last.
I started it. Me.
Yes, you. Jackson, I didn't wake up because of the sun. I woke up because you were sucking my cock.
Oh, yeah. Remember it as if it were yesterday.
Good. At least we're clear on that.
Oh, yes. On that point, we are very clear.
What other point is there?
Oh, come on, Walter. Don't be coy. After all, I was your first, last, and best man.
I'm not being coy, Jackson. I woke up because you were sucking my cock. Could anything be more obvious?
Oh, well, maybe not. But you know what I woke up to? You pretending to be asleep with your fly unzipping and your boner pointing up at the sky.
I was asleep.
Oh, come on, Walter. We're not kids anymore. Just admit it. You initiated and for some reason you thought I would respond.
Jackson, I swear to you, I never thought for 1 second that you were gay. Why would I? You played football, baseball, ran track. I was a nerd. I was afraid you'd beat the shit out of me if I tried anything with you. I thought the only reason why you were my friend was because I made a fake ID and I could buy beer.
I didn't need you to buy me beer. My old man kept the refrigerator fully stocked. He liked when I took a beer every now. Made him think I was becoming a man. I didn't think you were gay either. I hung out with you because you weren't into drugs like those jocks, like the other jocks.
I must have
And
forgot to
for
take
the
my
record,
pants.
I am
You
not
have to take a
lying
piss.
when I say your cock was waiting and ready when I woke up.
I must have forgot to zip my fly when I went to take a piss.
Jeez, Walter, I think my mother knew.
Your mother? How did she find out? Did she walk in on us?
No. She just thought our friendship didn't make sense for two high school kids. She told me after I came out.
What about your dad?
The old man was a drunk. He didn't pay attention to anything I did.
My parents were so happy I made a friend they wouldn't care if we had sex on the kitchen table.
Kitchen sex. That's something I haven't had in a long time.
Really? Things not so great with you and Sam?
Now just hold on 1 minute. Just because Sam and I are going through a rough patch doesn't mean I'm going to get all nostalgic and hook up with you.
I was just asking. So, things aren't so great in the sack.
No, it's not
That's
that.
hardly news for a couple that's been together for a
It's
long
not
time.
that. It's not that at all.
Then what is it? You can tell me. Seriously, Jackson, what's the problem?
Believe me, it's nothing exotic. It's just that we're older now, and all the things we wanted to do, we've accomplished. I mean, the business is great. We got money in the bank, good friends, a solid relationship. You know, for a working class kid, I feel so goddamn bourgeois. We're bored. That's the problem. We're bored.
Oh, I totally understand that.
Really?
Completely. You're just going through it now. I went through it years ago. You have everything you need and then some. Money, house, relationship. You're no longer striving to survive. So you ask yourself, what now? What's next?
Exactly.
And new things don't help either. So what did you buy? An outrageously expensive car, vacation home?
A boat.
A boat?
Well, a small yacht. We got it for a song at a government auction. We were paying for the slip at our condo in Fort Lauderdale. It just made perfect sense.
Of course. And how many times have you been out on it?
Well, there was a small lunch party, and then Sam's birthday a month later. That was nice. That was very nice. We skipped my birthday. I had the flu.
Twice.
So far.
Well, you get used to it. The empty days, I mean.
It couldn't have been that bad for you. You had your kids.
You'd be surprised how fast kids develop a life of their own. And Jennifer, well, you can imagine.
So what'd you do?
You know, it's a funny thing when a person doesn't have to work for money. It gives them time to think. It's like prison. Food, clothing, shelter provided. Only it's better food, better clothing, and better shelter. I drank Rolling Rock alone in the guest house when I wanted to recall the good old days, when I needed to. Then one day, when I was sipping this, and remembering that morning in Potter Hill Cemetery, I made a decision. I decided to live my life for me. Just me. Not my parents, not Jennifer and the kids. And I backtracked my life. And I saw where things went wrong and where they went right. And that's when I decided to call you Jackson Harrington III. The first and only man to suck my cock. Because the way I figured it, Whatever it was, right or wrong or somewhere in between. It all started that morning I woke up and I felt your warmth all around me. It's warmer than any sunrise, better than anything I've felt since.
Well, that's nice, Walter. That's actually a very beautiful thing to say, but wasn't enough for you.
What?
All those things you said about that morning in the cemetery, and how they made you feel that there wasn't enough for you. Don't you see, Walter, you weren't a convicted prisoner. You were the exact opposite of a convicted prisoner. You were a very wealthy man who could have escaped anywhere he wanted to.
It wasn't as easy as all that.
Oh, yes, it was, Walter. God, men, straight men, leave their families every day. They just leave. There's no lawyers, there's no kiss goodbye, there's no child support. They leave because they want to be free. They want to be free from the responsibility of family. You stayed. You stayed because you wanted to. You stayed because you liked the responsibility of family. Made you feel like a man, a real man, which is how you were perceived. And perception is, as they say, reality.
You know, Jackson, you sound like everybody else who doesn't have money, real money. I didn't feel like a man. I felt like an animal in a trap.
A trapped animal or someone who couldn't tear himself away from the things he loved?
Oh, spare me the Dr. Phil episode.
And spare me the I sucked a cock in high school, so I must be gay Oprah special.
Is that what you really think?
Generally speaking, yes. You're having a midlife crisis, and instead of buying a sports car, you think you're gay.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
No, I know you, Walter Burns. You are not like those married men who come into my bar and sit there and grope at the strippers and cry in their beers for divorces their wives refuse to grant them.
How am I different?
You're better than they are.
What?
You're better than
I'm
they
not
are.
better than anybody else. I've been living a lie. At least those guys in your bar told their wives. I haven't even been able to say to myself.
Don't you see? Them telling them is like a kid asking his mother for permission to go outside and play. I see the same husbands 4 or 5 times a week. You stuck it out, Walter. You suffered.
That doesn't mean I'm not gay. It just means I'm a coward or a masochist or both or something in between.
Let me ask you something. You've been with another man since me?
No.
Have you wanted to?
Yes,
Then why didn't you? You had plenty of chances.
I did.
Then why didn't you?
These.
What's this?
It's you. From back then. High school, afterwards, my bachelor party, my wedding. I started keeping it after Potter Hill. You were always in the paper back then. Homecoming king, star running back, the first to go to state in 10 years for track. You're always getting recognition, awards.
Look at me now. I'm just a middle-aged gay bar owner with a used yacht.
Sometimes when I'm alone in the guest house and drinking Rolling Rock, I look at these pictures and reread the articles. Remember how everyone thought you were going to end up with Susan Singletary, your homecoming queen?
Yeah, I remember. She's lipstick now.
Oh, she's in cosmetics?
She's a lipstick lesbian. Lesbian that wears dresses. Makeup. Is feminine.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
She got married a few years ago. We went to her wedding. She asked about you.
Me? Why?
Well, I guess she figured there must have been something between us in high school. Kept referring to you as that buddy I hung out with.
You know, these pictures, these articles, they weren't gay. But in the middle of all that, we were together.
What about your wedding pictures?
You're in all the group shots. There's even one with our parents. We took it, just us.
We did?
At the reception, you were pretty drunk by then. Here it is. I got it from the photographer. I even got the negative. Jennifer's never seen it.
How are your parents?
They're fine. I set them up years ago. And yours?
Well, Mom's good. We set her up in an apartment near ours. Dad's liver gave out a few years ago.
I'm sorry.
And we buried him in Potter Hill, not far from where we parked that night. We have our arms around each other.
Yeah,
We look happy.
yeah.
We're very happy. Walter, this should have been our wedding.
Yes, it should. Are you happy now?
Oh, come on, Walter, that's not a fair question. I mean, comparing our youth to our maturity, our responsibilities, our individual histories, our loved ones.
But don't you feel robbed? I do. Don't you want to right a wrong? Look, I know we can't go back in time, but we can go into the future together.
Walter, my situation is not like yours. I love Sam. I'm in love with Sam.
Were we that easy to forget?
No, not at all. I was drunk at your wedding because I couldn't bear the thought of us being apart forever. I left town and started a new life because of a kid, your kid. I knew it was over between us the day Walter Jr. was born.
You didn't have to leave.
No.
The way you did. Without saying goodbye. I thought you were angry with me.
I was angry with you. You know, and in some fucked up way, I'm still angry with you. Why'd you always have to plow ahead with everything? Why didn't you tell me you were thinking about us?
I could ask you the same question.
I didn't have a girlfriend, a fiance, then a wife and a kid. I thought it was just a release for you.
I didn't want to lead you on. Let you think that I could be something more than I was. I wasn't that brave. I wasn't like you. You were always out front, winning wars, while I was at my desk working algorithms.
And now? You're not working anything now. What'd you expect to gain by meeting me here, Walter?
I wanted to recreate Potter Hill.
If you think I'm gonna suck your cock, you're crazy.
That's not what I mean. Just wanted a place where we could be alone and talk without distractions. Can't park in the cemetery after dark anyway.
There are hotels.
No innuendo there. This place is basic, like a car. Look, we can sit here like we did in my old Nova. I'll get some beer and it'll be just like Potter Hill.
Oh, yeah, look, here's the steering wheel and the horn. Honk, honk. Oh, look, it's chitty, chitty, bang, bang. You know what I mean. There's some other famous car. Jesus, Walter, I wasn't ready for this. I thought we'd have too many drinks, reminisce, and talk about who died.
We can still do that. But right now, I need a friend. And not just any friend. I need you, Jackson. What should I do next?
I don't know, Walter. Just give me a minute. All right. Get in the car. I'll get us a couple of beers and I don't know, we'll figure this out. Together.
I don't know why you won't let me help you with your dad.
It's not as bad as it looks. I'm used to it.
You could let me help you every once in a while.
Remember our deal, Margie.
How could I forget? You made me sign a contract.
And I
You agreed to stay here one night a month as long as I charge you full price.
And I have that contract right here.
You don't have to take it out. I remember signing
Read
it.
it again. I want to make sure you know I'm not taking advantage.
Take advantage? How could you take advantage? We're family.
And mark it exactly 1 month from the last time I was here.
I know. I reserved the room for you right after you left last month.
Go ahead, mark it.
I don't know why you insist on this. Here, all fair and square.
I insist because blood is thicker than water, like quicksand, and if you're not careful, it will kill you.
Now what kind of talk is that?
I'm just telling you the way I see things, have seen things. You live up in this palace.
Oh, palace.
Yes, comparatively speaking, a palace. You don't see the world the way I do. It's cruelties.
We don't have to see it that way either. I told you we can have a different arrangement, a new contract, so you can stay here all the time.
Let's not start that again, Margie. It didn't work when we were kids and shared a room together, and it's not going to work now. Every time I stay here, it's move in, move in. Life is not a slumber party, Margie.
Well, honestly, Leslie, do you really think you can live on the street forever?
I'll tell you what. I'll let you help me with one thing.
Really? What?
This damn bed. I can never figure out how to work this contraption. So why don't you get a regular bed up here? One that knows what it is. This thing has some sort of identity disorder. Is it a bed? Is it a couch? Is it Japanese? Is it American? Is it Japanese American?
It's cheap, that's what it is. Have you priced a decent bed lately?
Is that a rhetorical question?
No, prices are outrageous, and mattresses have more options than cars.
Well, maybe you should buy a motorhome, then you'd have the best of both worlds.
Don't be silly. Oh, and just so you know, this thing has a third position as a chaise lounge.
You don't say. Like the 3 faces of Eve. Let's put it as the chaise for now. I may read later. Now, before I forget, let me pay you up front. There it is. $60 on that, as per our contract.
I trust you, Leslie.
Is that how you run this palace, on trust? Count it while I'm here.
While you're here, where are you going? Got a hot date tonight?
Maybe I do. You'd be surprised by the offers I get.
$60 on the dot, just like we agreed.
Sorry for all the dollar coins. Why don't you charge more for this room? Or at least get a regular tenant?
Oh, I thought about it. But what if I don't like the person, or what if they make too much noise? I mean, I wouldn't want that.
I understand, but $60 is cheap. I mean, a motel along the highway gets $60 for 1 hour.
Oh, I don't want that kind of business. This is my home. And I only run the ad when I need some mad money.
I understand, but you're like Rapunzel trapped in her tower waiting for her prince.
I am not like Rapunzel. I come and go as I please. And I don't need any princes coming around here either.
I suppose, but a regular man once in a while wouldn't change your life too much.
A man. What do I need a man for? I'm not like you, Leslie. I never was a boy chaser.
I was not a boy chaser. Boys chased me. Still do, for that matter.
I suppose that's how you know how much the motel along the highway.
Dollar coins don't fall like manna from heaven, Margie. I gotta do what I gotta do, and I don't apologize for any of it.
Let's talk about something else. Have you spoken to Robert recently?
I took the bus up to visit him last week. He asked about you.
How is he? How's he doing?
He's fine. Little Emma's just precious. I told her she looks just like you did at that age. However, I wish that my Robert had married a different woman.
Why? I think Abby's very nice.
Well, I bought Emma a toy like I always do, and then Abby snatched it out of my hand and said, Emma doesn't need toys from the dumpster.
Well,
Oh, wait, let me finish. Don't interrupt. That toy was brand new. I got it from that fancy toy store in town. You know me, Margie. I may get my things from a dumpster, but for others, I only buy good. That Abby snatched it out of my hand like I didn't know any better than to give a child a toy from a dumpster.
And did you say something to her?
Would you stop and let me finish? Don't interrupt. I'm just saying, I'm not like Abby's mother. I'm not a conventional grandmother, more like a modern kind of grandmother. Like Susan B. Anthony.
Susan B. Anthony? What, have you got a dollar coin stuck in your hand?
I'm just saying I'm not the type to stay home and cook all day like Abby's mother does. Still, nonetheless, Abby married my Robert. who I raised as a single parent. I know how I live. Still, that Abby owes me some respect.
Did Emma see her take the toy?
No. I showed it to Abby first. I know my bounds. But after she snatched it out of my hands, I snatched her right back and marched into little Emma's room and said, "Come here, baby doll. Look what Grandma brought you."
Oh, good for you. Did you tell Robert?
What's the use? When it comes to Abby, he has no backbone. I wish he'd married that girl he dated in high school. I liked her.
Oh, I remember her. She was very nice. Whatever happened to her?
Last I heard, she was in rehab.
That's too bad. Do you think she would have become an addict if she had stayed with Robert?
Who knows? They were just kids. It wasn't anything serious. Things happen. Lives fall apart.
Maybe you could have helped her.
See, that's what I mean. You don't see how the world works, Rapunzel. She has to help herself.
I'd appreciate it if you'd stop calling me Rapunzel.
Okay, sorry. Guess I hit your nerve.
We were always different, Leslie, but I'm not as ill-informed as you think. I'm not a trap princess. I come and go. I have my card club. We play euchre every Wednesday night.
Well, who else do you have in your life besides me and those ladies from your card club?
Well, my tenants are plenty company, especially this week.
Fine, I'll just tell them you're not interested.
What? Oh, tell who?
There's this nice man I know. I think the two of you would really hit it off.
Oh, for Pete's sake, I already told you I don't need a man.
But do you want one? Well,
Sometimes. I guess.
you guess. You don't know.
Well, usually I don't. But the other night, something happened and I don't know what to make of it. It was this acting teacher who rented this room for her class.
You had a group of actors?
Oh, it wasn't like that. She invited me to participate in her class. We did this thing called the animal exercise. We all had to imagine an animal and become it. Well, there was one man in the class who was gorilla, and he was very attracted to me. Physically attracted. You know what I mean?
Stop. Let me wrap my head around this. There was a man pretending to be a gorilla turned on by you?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I misspoke. By my animal.
Which was what?
Ruby. I chose Ruby.
Which Ruby? The fat Ruby who sleeps all day on your old piano, or the in-heat Ruby who can outscore a bobcat?
The second Ruby.
Good. Okay, so let me get this straight. Let me wrap my head around this. There was a troupe of actors right here in this very room, and there was a man pretending to be a gorilla who was having pretend sex, I assume, with you pretending to be Ruby and Heat.
Yes.
And this made you think of wanting a man. Margie, you really got to get out more.
What was I supposed to think? He was on top of me, aroused.
True, you're not a professional. Well, this is something. Are you going to see him again?
Oh no, I wasn't interested in him. But he got me to thinking about, how long it's been since I've been with a man. It's been quite a while.
Well, if it's the man I'm thinking of, Bush 1 was president, so yeah, I'd say it's been a while.
It wasn't that long, but yeah, it was a long time ago. I wish I'd been more like you, Leslie. I always wanted a baby, but not the husband. Oh, there's such work. I mean, just look at what Mama went through with Papa.
Yeah, Papa. Well, this is news. I never knew you wanted a baby. Why didn't you just have one on the slide?
Oh, well, I couldn't just sleep with any man. And if I had gotten pregnant with a man I was dating, he would have known. Oh, anyway, this man the other night got me to thinking, and I was wondering, what it's like dating these days. For women our age.
Well, I don't know much about dating, but this man I have in mind for you is very nice. His name is Howard. He's an engineer. He works for the city.
Why are you obsessed with finding me a man?
Because I'm not going to be around to check up on you forever.
Check up on me? Is that what you call visiting your sister and paying her to stay in her house once a month?
Why else do you think I stay here?
A good night's sleep.
On this thing? I worry about you, Margie. You have no real friends or intimate life.
I've got you once a month, that's enough.
Not for much longer. I'm moving to Key West.
Key West?
Why so surprised? I've mentioned it before.
But why now? You've got your son and a growing granddaughter to visit, and you're finally visiting me regularly.
That second part is contractual. It's time, what can I say?
Time for what?
What's all the fuss about? I'm not the first person to retire to Florida.
You are delusional. You are not retiring. You've got nothing to retire from. You're running away again.
Do I have to tell it to you again after all these years?
What you're going to say, I don't believe it.
You don't have to believe it. You were there. You saw what Papa did to me. You were in that house. You saw what he did to me. You don't have to believe it. You know it's true.
I'm not listening to this. I'm not listening to this. Papa would never have touched you that way. Oh my God, it's Ruby. Ruby got out. Ruby!
You know he touched me that way. You were there. You lived in that house. You saw it.
Ruby!
Why
Ruby!
not the damn door open again? She's trying to get that damn cat fixed. I think after all these years she would finally just acknowledge it, not for me, but for herself. She still has a chance. She and Harold have been perfect for each other. He's in his own world just as much as she's in hers.
Oh, that was a close one. There was this big tomcat in the backyard. Thank goodness Ruby is so fat. She's easy to catch. Oh, that's a nice nightgown. Aren't you going to wash up?
Does it matter?
Well, suit yourself. Are you going to sleep soon?
In a while, I may read first.
About Key West. When do you think you'll be leaving?
As soon as possible.
You're angry with me?
No, just disappointed.
I'm sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry about. I want you to do one thing for me.
Certainly. What?
Call Howard.
It's that important. I'll call him in the morning.
Now.
Now?
Yes, now, while I'm here.
Oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. What if he's asleep?
He's not.
How do you know?
We're friends. I know.
Oh, this is crazy. I mean, what will I say to him?
Hello, this is Leslie's sister Marjorie.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Call him now.
All right. What's his number?
Just press 1, he's on speed dial.
How well do you know him?
Like I said, we're friends.
All right. Well, I don't make any promises. Hello, Howard. This is Leslie's sister Marjorie. Oh, she's fine. She's fine. She's right here. Do you want to talk to her? Oh, she did. She said what? Really? She said that about me? Oh, how sweet. What? Oh, well, maybe she was half right. Oh, you're funny. Oh, no, not just funny for an engineer. Well, hold on a sec. He sounds very nice.
Didn't I say he was very nice?
I'll be back in a minute. Howard, so when did, oh, really? Oh, that's very funny. Okay, you've got my address. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, perfect. I'll think of a restaurant by then. Bye-bye. You're right. He sounds very nice. We're gonna have dinner tomorrow. Leslie? Leslie, are you all right? Leslie? Leslie, wake up. Wake up! Howard, there's something wrong with Leslie. I don't know. I don't know. She won't wake up. Okay. There's a pill bottle. It's empty. Oh, Howard,